What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, and you're tuning in to the most award-winning talk show in Memphis, Atlanta, Mobile, Alabama, and Roku. All them trophies in the background like they supposed to. I'm talking about BrinkTV. Now, do not adjust your TV set. We got a brand new face kicking with us on the White Couch tonight. I'm talking about businessman. I'm talking about author, my guy, Dimond Watson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Hey, first and foremost, I got to say thank you for coming on the show. It means a lot to have you kicking with us, man.
It means a lot to give me an opportunity to embrace your presence.
Believe that. Now, we got plenty to talk about because I did mention author. You got a book signing coming. We talking about the 22nd at the Renaissance, correct?
At the Renaissance, 1588 Madison, the Renaissance, from the hour between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. I will be there signing my new book, Ice.
All right, that's amazing. So like he said, he gave y'all the time, the location. Of course, all of that is at the bottom of the screen. So for y'all that's, maybe hearing impaired or whatever, you can still be there. So let's talk about the book, man. What is it called?
Ice. And my definition of ice in my situation in my book is a book about my life is I see everything. Okay.
All right. So, let's just kind of quarterback us, take us through your life. You from Memphis, right?
Correct.
All right, what part of town you coming from?
Fraser.
See, we talking about that, babe. We talking about North Memphis. All right, so let's talk about growing up. Like, what was it like for you?
It was cool. Typical normal childhood, bad little child stealing out a couple stores, now later going to school, selling the now later, stuff like that. I had a pretty decent childhood growing up. Single parent, mom raised me and my sister. Typical, but I'm from Memphis, but I was born in Mississippi.
Okay.
So I was born in Mount Bayou, Mississippi. I got family members in Mississippi, but my whole life I've been here in Memphis, Tennessee. So I had a pretty decent childhood, a couple rough patches, but it's pretty decent,
You know what's interesting, man? You mentioned the whole single parent, home situation, man. That seems to be the story for a lot of young black men here in the city and really across the country. Let's talk about your dreams. Like, what was your aspirations as a child? What did you want to be when you became an adult?
A truck driver.
Wait a minute, a truck driver?
A truck driver. I wanted to,
not Michael Jordan them, not Emmitt Smith them, but a truck driver.
No, I was just fascinated with them big trucks and
okay.
They passed by and you could just honk the horn and they blow the horn. I was just wanted to drive 18-wheelers until I got a little old and realized that you had to shift a lot of gears to move them around. I'm like, man, I don't want to haul no load.
Yeah.
I thought just being a den once I got old, I'm like, truck driver meant for real strong people or something like that. So, but I kind of shifted away from driving trucks. I'm like, nah, I don't want to drive a truck with shifting all them gears and toting all this stuff. I don't want to waste them people products. So I was like, I'm good on that.
Okay. So we were talking off camera and you mentioned to me that a pivotal point in your life was your senior year in high school. Tell the people, man, what happened?
Well, like I said, I had a pretty decent upbringing, single parent, mom. But what changed me from walking across this stage was my mom. She pulled me and my sister up one day and told us, this during my senior year in high school, I need to talk to y'all. And she was like, look, I need to tell y'all something. Mama doing drugs.
Wow.
And I'm like, what you mean drugs? We don't know nothing about no drugs. What you mean drugs? And she had told us she had started smoking crack. And we seen some slippage in her activity because my mom always been involved in everything we did,
right,
from all the way from elementary all the way up to what I say like my senior year. And to hear your mom saying, man, it's something else more important than y'all.
Wow.
It kind of crushed me and my sister. And my sister like 2.5 years younger than me. So we always depend on our mom as our role model. My father wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, and my mom, she migrated from Mississippi and moved up here up under my auntie umbrella, one of my auntie umbrella. She used to look up to one of my aunties. And somehow she started getting high. And when she told me that, man, it kind of sent me to a rage. Like, I didn't really even care no more.
Man, we talking about the single most important year of your high school future, like senior year? Everybody's talking about senior prom and senior field trip and taking senior heads and graduation and all of that. And just that moment, it set you onto a different path, right?
I mean, it changed everything. Like, you know, senior year, I went on, took the senior heads and planned for the senior trip, but instead of me going out of town with my classmate, man, I skipped school one day and went rob the bank.
Wow.
Yeah, I went rob the bank.
You kidding, man. This guy's, hey, he kidding on the Brink TV show, man. We talking about when everybody is doing the senior thing. You did do a senior thing, which is ditch class or skip school, but it wasn't the traditional thing like going to go smoke weed or something like that. You took it to the next level and decided, I'm finna rob a bank.
And I'm not saying I robbed it because she was smoking crack. It's just the fact that I didn't feel I'm like, this the person that always, it was this mother bear.
Yeah.
You know, my cub, like, this the person who loved me, and I went into a rage, you know what I'm saying? I started hanging around gang members, and what I did, man, an opportunity. Matter of fact, I was the leader of robbing the bank. I just wanted to instead of finishing going a productive route, my rage, I just started being rebellious to myself.
Yeah.
And man, I went out and started like one day, I supposed to be in a homeroom going on. I'm in somebody's bank, you know, holding somebody's mama or father for hostage. And I ended up getting caught about it. I ended up getting caught doing some time.
Yeah. You know, one phrase that comes to mind when you tell me this story is, it takes a village to raise a child. You know, my question to you, man, where was that village? Was it anybody that was instrumental in your life at the time that maybe could talk to you or, you know, see maybe the deterioration of where you're going and just pull him and say, hey, look, nah, this ain't it? Was it anybody?
Nobody.
Wow.
Nobody. I had a cousin that I kind of looked up to, respected, but I looked up to him because his mom was during his life and he was kind of spoiled. She always gave him the finer things, and I admired it.
Yeah.
You know, but he never guided me in no direction. You know, told me like, cause you know, he was worried about himself too, cause he was a few years older than me. He was finding himself.
Right.
He was in college trying to get himself right. So he didn't do nothing to me wrong, but I never had that father figure where nobody could sit me down and talk to me and groom me, and I basically raised myself. The system raised me.
Yeah.
Right.
So we talking about senior in high school. Now you facing charges. Had to do some time. Let's talk about that stint, man.
Man, that was critical. I went to the Fed. I went to Mason, Tennessee. Like I said, I never had a juvenile record. I didn't know how 201, the state, or nothing like that. I went to the big league. I robbed the bank. Didn't realize what I was getting myself into.
Right.
And I went, and me and a couple more guys, we robbed the bank. Man, we went somewhere where the courtroom wasn't crowded. It was like, the only thing I seen was the United States of America versus Kendrick. I'm like, what you mean the United States? I robbed a bank in Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
I ain't do nothing to the United States. But I'm not knowing this bank was protected with by the United States government.
Okay.
And that was something that I learned later on down the line. And by me being green, and green meaning that I didn't really know nothing about like the streets like that, because all the way up to my senior year, I was raised pretty good by my mama. So I didn't have to rob and steal, even though I was stealing out of stores because I wanted to. But my mama always worked hard to provide for me and my sister. And when she told me, I'm taking the money that I'm going to do for you and your sister, and I'm giving it to something else that I'm addicted to,
yeah,
I wanted to keep up that image. I was like the best dressed in my senior class. Like, I won that award.
Yeah.
You know, so I was looked at like a rich kid.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep up that image, but it wasn't really like that. It really was hard for me.
Yeah.
So going in that federal system and dealing with big kingpin drug dealers, big guys that was in the city at the time, and I'm just this little high school kid. Them guys ran all kind of circles around me. Then nobody never snatched me up to groom me. Man, I got finessed so many times to where I had to really just take a stand for myself.
Yeah.
I knew I was once I realized the type of time I was looking at, I had to take a stand, and I was pretty sharp in my own mind. I just had to start utilizing my talent against other guys. So that's how I was able to manage that situation, get through it. I did like 5.5 years on that bank robbery. And I got out, man, and became the man I am today.
So it's safe to say that you survived, being in federal prison that first time. So is this where you started to change your life around and say, you know what, no more of that folly. I'm finna become the businessman that I am?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I went in there, and I wanted to be I wanted to get out and do right, but in the process, I met up with, like I said, with big time drug dealers when I went in there.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to a lot of these stories of how these guys became big time drug dealers, and their IQ level of education was low. And I knew I was smart. Like, I'm in my senior year.
Yeah.
I'm this close from graduating. I'm credits away from graduating. So I'm like, you ran the city, and I'm like, this dude, like, he literally, like, man, how you was able to sell drugs?
Right.
So I'm like, with my IQ and with what the kind of hookups you had, I can take over.
Yeah.
So my whole mind was getting out of being a big time drug dealer. You know,
Yeah,
I'm being honest. I was like, man, this the same animal that bit my mama. I'm gonna make some people feel how I feel.
Yeah.
So I'm still young. I went in there young, got out young, and I just wanted to find my own way. And I met a guy named Paul Woods out of Nashville, was a big-time kingpin drug lord out of Nashville, and we became real tight. And I had embraced the name Juvenile because I was so young. And,
Okay.
And them guys were like, man, you young, and I used to be acting like I was a pimp.
Yeah.
And I ain't never sold about it. I'm not a pimp, but they were like, you young pimp, little Juvenile, man, you robbed the bank. You too smooth for that. And this dude here didn't have a 6th grade education. And I'm like, but I said, you were worth how many millions of dollars? Doing what? So I'm like, man, I can do that with my mindset. So I went in there and I finished, got my GED while I was in the Fed. That was most important, always to be educated. You know what I'm saying? So got my education, and I used to suck up so much of his mistakes in the drug game. And I'm like, if I get that opportunity, I ain't gonna make the mistakes you made. And when I got out, I wasn't on a mission and to rehabilitate at that time to do the right thing.
Okay.
I wanted to just sell drugs.
Yeah.
And that's what I got out and did.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the book. I see you brought a copy with you, man.
Right. Yeah. I'm copying my book, Ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what is the book about? Because, I mean, we've pretty much chronicled during this interview, we've chronicled, growing up, high school and all that stuff, even exiting federal prison.
Right.
But what is this book? What's the meat of it? What it's about?
It gives you more in depth of who I am, some of the things I just said with me, but it's more in depth into who I am. And it leads up from my exit from federal prison up to now.
Yeah.
While I wrote the book, I did go to jail again.
Okay.
As that big drug dealer.
Yeah.
And the way I was captured wasn't the way the guy that I wanted to be like was captured.
Okay.
I was captured illegally.
Wow.
So I talks about how I was captured illegally, and they wanted me so bad to where they was willing to do whatever it took to get me. And I mean, that even was, and I'm talking about in ICE. If you notice, I got a black judge with a blue robe. And I call it ICE for a reason, because the way the things unfolded, I was like, it was an ice cold situation. So when I mention ice cold, I think of blue.
Yeah.
And I created, instead of putting the judge with a black robe, I put a blue robe around him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this a black judge that was willing to help, not being racist, but white officers, white DAs, to do whatever it takes to better his career, even if it meant to crash other people's lives. And he went by the situation so wrong, and he was willing to do whatever it took to make himself look good and better his family, just to destroy mine. And that's why I call it ICE. And I put if you notice my book has a black judge covering one eye. And and what I mean by him covering the eye, the scale of justice is supposed to be equal.
Right.
The system's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But in my situation, I was guilty and still trying to prove my innocence. And I put the scale of justice in the back of the book and show it was tilted wrong. But I was letting them know why he was doing the things he was doing to me. By helping them build a case against me, I was building a case against him. So every time he was showing me that he was corrupt, I was buying all the paperwork and the transcripts in the courtroom when he was letting me know that I'm crooked, I'm bogus, but I'm the judge. What you gonna do about it? So I knew one day that he was gonna have to face me again. So I had to protect myself, and I pled guilty to some things that I didn't do, and this is all in this book. And but I let him know while he was doing what he was doing. I created ice. I see everything, but I put an eye right here. The eye he covered, I let him know I see everything. So I'm letting you know, you don't get away with it.
I love it, man. And hey, this book definitely got a lot of interesting things in it, man. Like the story that you have lived, you know, to me that sounds like a movie, man. Like is that another aspiration of you to have a movie about your life or a series or what?
We actually writing a script about my life right now. It's so many opportunities came my way. Like once people sit down and Google my name and see that I'm authentic, they always tell me, man, this a movie. So the movie is most definitely in the works, and we plan on having it done before Christmas. But I knew that I had to let this book go because this is my heart right here.
Yeah.
This book, I didn't do this just for money.
Yeah.
This is something that may help somebody else's life. And I was willing to even sacrifice my life for other people so they won't go through what me and my family went through. So most definitely we doing a move on it. Most definitely. I'm going to take them to the big screen.
Yeah, so is that my copy, man?
This most definitely. I brought you a copy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, definitely you got to bring, if you come, you got to bring me some. Bring some. So I go ahead.
It's your copy right there.
Like I say, I'm going to show that out to the camera. Hey, right. Y'all make sure y'all, but definitely you said it's going to be on May 22nd,
May 22nd, 1588 Madison at the Renaissance Building here in Memphis, Tennessee, between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. I'm most definitely be there. You can come get a signed copy. We got T-shirts of ice. We got much more stuff to give away. I'm furnishing this whole event. You got a red copy. Everybody walk through the door. It's like you wrote the book. I'm treating everybody like royalty. This book, it means something. It means something not only to blacks, brown, whites, everybody who done went through injustice. Use me as a vessel. Come through, support. And you're going to have a great time. It's a story. It's a story of my life, man. And I need the people's support, because without y'all, there's no me. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to tell a story, and I'm not a hero saying I'm just an innocent person. But I was a victim of circumstance. And without the people, we're going to leave these judges like that in office in this election year. So we need to come out, support, and, man, we need to talk. We need to get together, and the chance to do it is May 22nd, which is next Saturday. We gonna drop ice officially that day, and it'll be open for everybody to purchase. And I'm gonna sign a copy. We're gonna take some pictures. We're gonna interview some people, and for those who already ordered the book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, bring your copy out there. I'm gonna sign it. Give you some T-shirts, bookmarkers, pens, and and once you read it, it'll change your life. It's gonna change your life. I guarantee you that.
All right, man. Get the people your social media while we at it, man.
Well, I'm not on everything. I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm still working on the social media platform, but you can go up on the Dimond Watson. That's Dimond without the D. Without the A, so it's Dimond Watson, and you will see all my advertising on my page. As far as like reaching me, you can message me if you went through a situation. It's the time to come on out now, especially in Shelby County. You can reach me at Dimond Watson. Is it cool to get my phone number open?
Go ahead.
Or you can call me at 901-456-9583. I'm open to talk, to help, patronize, whatever it takes. I mean, my like I said, my life an open and shut book, It's all facts, no fiction. Whatever I can do to help. You got a loved one in the system. My next adventure, I think I'm trying to build enough people that done went through injustice, so we can build our own paralegal team and start trying to get some of these guys home.
Yeah.
Because, man, I'm telling you, if they did this to me and my family, how many other people they did this stuff to? This just ain't happen overnight. What made me so special to where you want to go out and falsify documents and plant evidence on me? What made me so big and special to do that if you ain't been doing it?
Yeah.
So the perfect time to come out, let's come together and show your support. That's what it's all about. Ice, I see everything.
All right, now before we get out of here, man, you got any shout outs, anything for the people or what?
My shout outs is to April Malone and Salitra Watson. And those are my co-defendants that believed in me. There was falsified evidence against. These are two black single mothers that's never been victims of the system, never had a charge, and their phone records was altered. I texted them some innocent conversations, and the police, as well as the prosecuting judge, the judge allowed these police officers to manufacture their phone records and made innocent conversations to criminal conversations. And we had a proof of the real and fake text messages. And those are my shots out to those strong women, because they easily could have folded under pressure and just lied on me like many other of my co-defendants. But they choose to stand and fight for something. And they believed in me. And I do this for them. And that's my shout out to them. That's my inspiration. Them two black women that never ever been in jail, single mothers. And they was stripped from everything, locked up in their jobs, threatened to take their kids, and that's my shout out. I do this for them, and I made them a promise in jail. No matter whoever it is, anybody who did this to y'all, I'm gonna put my life on the line, and I'm gonna risk it all to get y'all justice. So that's my shout out.
Man, we talking about a real stand-up guy over here, man. I can't wait to dive into this book. But before I have you leave, man, we like to have the guests to sell themselves. So this camera right here, man, this is your camera. I need you to look into this camera and tell the people why they should check out your book, why they should be there Saturday. I'm talking about May 22nd. Go.
Man, this is Memphis. We hear this history in the making. This the first time, whatever they call me, Hood, Diamond Mouth, Kendrick, Watson, Jerry, the streets, man, I went out and wrote y'all my life. I gave y'all my testimony, 222 pages. It's a must. I mean, I can talk for ages, but it's something that y'all never seen. I'm not a rapper. I respect them. I'm not an R&B singer. I'm officially today an author. So come out and support my movement. Watch me. Listen to me, embrace, because it's only come once in a lifetime. You got somebody here willing to carry everybody, the city, the people in jail, the prisoners, on their back. I'm willing to sacrifice my life for y'all. Man, just help me get over this hump, this hill. And I promise together, man, we all can conquer and we can get these people out the office. We can't run away from the problem, because if we do, man, they're going to continue to do it and keep covering up. So May 22nd, 1588 Madison, this the time. Come out, support between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Ice, I see everything. The True Life of Kendrick Watson. All facts, no fiction. I ain't telling one lie in that book.
Man, I can't say it no better. He put the gloss on it. That's what I'm talking about. You guys make sure that you're there. Make sure that you purchase this book. Make sure that you support this man, because, hey, he's really trying to make a difference. With that being said, thanks for coming on the show, man. It means a lot to have you.
I appreciate you for embracing me, brother.
I believe that. Now back to more Brink TV.